Hello, so today we're going to be discussing the Prism Scratch. Now the Prism Scratch, it's quite demanding on the record motion if you've not practiced quite a lot with forward and reverse tears, and even if you have, then you still kind of have to learn to combine a forward tear followed by a reverse tear and be able to sort of do it fluidly. So we'll start off with just the record motion, so I'll show you that now. Yeah, once you have this record motion down, then you can start to apply clicks over them. And what you want to bear in mind is that it's an open fader scratch, so you start with the fader open, and then you're moving forward into to click the fader closed as the first section of the tear completes. So this is the first part. Then you're opening the fader and you're continuing the forward tear and closing the fader at the end again. And then you're opening the fader again and reversing. So let's do that again. So forward and click closed. Open fader, continue forward, click closed. Then open and reverse. So I do that without my horrible talking. So once you have that first sort of part of the prism done, then you're actually halfway through the scratch, and the rest of it follows kind of logically with what was done before. So the second half of the scratch starts like this. We're doing just a forward motion because this is a reverse tear now. So forward motion and the fader closes. And then we open the fader and reverse, pausing and closing. Then we open the fader again and reverse back to the beginning. So let's do that again. So both of these sections combined are, well, is a prism, and this is what it sounds like. Obviously, the better you get with tears and kind of the record motion, the more fluid the record motion you can get, the wavier the prism sounds. If you're just doing basic robotic kind of tear motions, like, it won't sound as nice. But with kind of more fluid tears, where you're not exactly pausing very sharply, you're just slowing down, you get the wavy motion that people like. So yep. So what I'm next going to discuss is the fifth phase of a prism, which yeah, if you look at a prism as having 6 sound sections, and when a prism's performed normally, it goes from 1 to 6 So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What you're doing with phasing is you're changing the order of the sounds that are coming. So you, instead of going from 1 to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you may be going from 2, you're starting at 2, you're starting at the second part of the tear, and you're going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, and so on and so forth. And the fifth phase of a prism starts from the 6th sound, and then you're going through the rest of the scratch. So it's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it sounds like this. Yeah, there's not much difference between these two sort of variations. The only difference is that you're starting the same scratch in a different position, and that will affect the way that it's placed in the music that you're scratching over. So for the fifth phase, we start with the record closed in the middle of the sample. Yeah, with the record closed in the middle of the sample. So we're starting in a different position. Okay, halfway through, middle of the sample, record closed. Then we open the fader in reverse. Then we move the record forward, pausing halfway through the sample and closing the fader. Then we open the fader and continue the record motion, and close fader at the end of record motion. So let's do that again. So once we're at this sort of position, we continue by opening the fader and reversing. Then we move the record forward and close the fader at the end of the motion. Then we open the fader and reverse, then close halfway through record motion. And that completes the scratch. It starts in the middle and ends in the middle. And obviously when you're looping it, those middle points connect. So let's go over that in full. Okay, so I'll try to do a demonstration now of the two different phrases.